Yesterday's price is not today's price.
What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Boy Nerds F.O.C. Top 10 show. Yesterday's price is not today's price, and we know that. Why? Because we pre-order the books. We get all the hot books before they hit the market, before they hit the shelves, before they hit all the other shows, before everyone else realizes, oh, that's hot, we need to go get that joint. Yeah, that's why we're here today. Welcome to the No FOMO Zone. I'm your host, J-Dub, the Bad Boy Nerd, and this is the F.O.C. Top 10 headquarters. We got Die Hard over here, we got Entourage to the other side, and we got me holding it down in the middle. Anyone who's here live, thank you for joining us live. There's so much going on. I hope everyone had a great new comic book day. As usual, all of my books are pre-ordered, so I was pretty busy today, so I didn't have time to hit up all the different shops here in Austin, Texas to get my swag. But, because we always do pre-orders, when I do walk in, how you doing, sir? Here are your books, silver platter, waiting for me. Don't have to wait in line. All right, crowds, everyone's looking. Everyone's like, oh, hey, do you have such and such book? I heard it's pretty hot. Do you have any copies left? Yeah, no, we don't have to worry about any of that ever. Because why? Because we're here, because we do this every week, 3 seasons in a row, so many different books. You can go check the stats, go check the receipts. This is why this is called the No FOMO Zone, because we don't miss out. If you're tuning into my show, it's because now for 3 seasons, we've identified a lot of the top 10 books week after week after week after week. A lot of you people are my homies, homeboys, fans, friends. We all kind of hang out, kicking on Instagram. Oh, and yeah. And also shout out to the haters and trolls, man. Dude, everybody is welcome. Everyone is welcome in the Bad Boy Nerd Kingdom. There's plenty of room for all. As a matter of fact, I got to be honest, like the weird hatred, like the trolls, it just kind of washes over me. It's like a weird energy. You know how you just kind of, I welcome all of it. I like absorb it. You know what I'm saying? I bathe in it. As a matter of fact, I get weird comments, like, oh, this guy, he thinks he's one of the best shows and he's only been right 50 times and it's not that good. Okay. And yet you kind of keep coming back. To quote Jay-Z, you could literally be anywhere else in the world, but you'd rather be with me. And for that, I appreciate everybody. All right. With that being said, where are we? Geez, there's so much going on. I have notes. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Check out my Instagram page. If this is your first time being here, welcome. Okay. I'm J-Dub, the Bad Boy Nerd. I do an F.O.C. Top 10 show. F.O.C. stands for Final Order Cutoff. It's the date when all the shops, all the retailers, everyone who sells comic books, got to put in your orders with the distributors and the publishers. They take those orders, and that's how they fill all the orders. That's how shops know which ones to get. So what you can do is you can put in your orders early. You can put in your orders early and get them like 4 to 5 weeks in advance. So when that big glorious day comes, that Wednesday, that new comic book Wednesday shows up, you can do like me. When you walk in, it's like ding, ding, and the door opens and the guy like immediately spots me when I walk in. He's like, hey, J-Dub. He's like, would you like me to show you to your table so you can peruse your selections? I'm like, well, thank you. And I have my date and she's on my arm and we walk in and they give us a table. Then they bring my books out on a silver platter and he sits there and he waits for me. No, it's not like that at all. It's close, but not quite. There's no table. Dude, that went on a tangent. Okay, so this is a great show today. I gotta be honest. This show is it's pretty good. Pretty good. Doing something different. I hope my new friend Steven's watching. Steve, if you're out there, if you're watching live, or if you're listening to this as you're doing your stuff or whatever, if you're listening, welcome. Hope you enjoy the show. Steve and everyone else watching, I'm doing something different today, and you'll find out. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll give you a hint. First of all, I'm curious to know, anyone listening live, if you would like to guess what this week's number one book is. If anyone would like to guess what this week's number one book is, feel free to give it a try. Otherwise, no, you know what? I'm not going to give you any hints. I'm just going to let this unfold until we get to the top 10, because this is a very different type of episode. But I think it's a necessary episode, because I think this is one of those lists. When I was putting it together, I was like, oh man, 1, 2, 3, 4, Jesus, 5. Sometimes it just happens like that. You'll see. And also, you'll see what number 1 is. Now, before we get to the top 10 countdown, I want to talk about something really quick. We got to talk about this, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of talking about this topic. And this topic is what constitutes a number one appearance, a first appearance. Yeah, that's a juicy topic. Love it. As a matter of fact, the homies at CBSI, they're always posting like funny memes on their Instagram page, where they're, discussing the same discussion every week. What is a first appearance? So here is my definition of a first appearance, because it's all over the map. All right. Some books, a person kind of appears in the background, and people are like, oh, that's a first appearance. Yo, that's such and such. Look at the face, look at the costume, look at her hair. She doesn't have a costume on, but you can tell it's her because it kind of looks like her, and she's standing in the crowd. Boom, first appearance. I got that. It's worth a month. It's worth a mint. And then there's a first appearance where they're like, introducing such and such. Right here. Here's my name. Here I am. Full back panel. First appearance, baby. And then people are like, nah, but that's not the full first appearance. Okay. And then there's the first appearance where it's like, literally says, introducing such and such. I'm on the cover. The story's about me. Then people are like, yeah, but they popped up in an issue that came out with the same date on the cover, but that issue came out last week. So henceforth, that's actually the first appearance, even though this one says, welcome, enter, blah, 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 on the cover, in the story. Stories about that person. It's not really the first appearance per se. And then there's Invincible Iron Man. Literally. Hey, Riri, what you doing? Oh, I'm only at MIT building my own Iron Man suit. Yeah, but that's not really her first appearance, because she's kind of off in the shadow. Oh my goodness. And then there's this. And we got to talk about this real quick. La ta ta, la da dee. Because if you haven't noticed, if you don't know, the Acolyte, all right, the Acolyte, am I saying that right? Yeah, sounds right. Star Wars The Acolyte trailer came out, all right, and the cast of characters came out. And one of those characters is none other than Jedi Vernestra Rwoh. Now, you have been following me for the past 3 years. What is the exact same mantra I have been saying for 3 years? Say it with me all together, boys and girls. Star Wars High Republic is the easiest spec this side of the galaxy, capital G galaxy, talking about the Star Wars galaxy. Therefore, you should simply be buying every single book that has Star Wars High Republic on the title, plus the Avengers, plus the new characters. Why? Because they're all spec books. It's too easy. With that being said, I own 1 or 2 or 3 copies pretty much of each one, including this one. Folks, this is the High Republic #2. Blow up this screen for me. Let's go full body on this joint. All right. And if you're watching, blow this all the way up as big resolution as you can go so we can talk about this. Literally, and I'm going to read this to you like your grade school teacher used to read to the class out loud, eyes on me. Jedi Row. I don't know what happened, Marshal Chris. He just cried out. Hi. Not he, they. Terrace, is it your injuries? Are you in pain? No. It is Sarah, Master Chris. Something terrible has happened. Vernestra Rowe, bingo, right there, said her name. Vernestra Rowe, bingo, right there, said her name. Folks, I don't understand in the English language, what would that be considered? Is that like premonition first appearance? Is it I saw her in my dream, but not quite first appearance? Or is it literally the first time the named character in 2 panels, Jedi Vernestra Rowe, appeared? All right, I'm going to leave it there. But you go on the aftermarket and it's all over the place. Star Wars High Republic #2 is factually the first time Vernestra Rowe appeared, shown and named in action. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring out a special guest. He usually makes an appearance in the issues of the Bad Boy Nerd F.O.C. Top 10. He is the almighty anti-hero, the paper sorcerer supreme, none other than Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul, are you there?
I'm here. I've been listening to this monologue. This is your best monologue yet.
I had a lot on my mind, man. I had a lot. Thank you. I had a lot on my mind. Yeah.
It's emphatic. It's entertaining, and you're correct. So, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, I was breaking a sweat. I was getting so emotional there at one point.
You don't need no stinking co-host. You got the monologuing down.
Nah, I always love guests, and that with being said, from last week, my dream guest list, I got to get Mr. Rodney Barnes on here, try to get Hannah Rose May on here, and there's a couple other people. My Hollywood producer friend out in LA, Tanner, he's gonna make another guest appearance on here soon, but he's too busy. Yeah. Oh no, he's out there cutting deals with Netflix and Amazon and Hulu. He's got people like bidding war against each other. He's really doing his thing.
That was a great show that he was on.
Yeah, we're it's funny. We have nothing to do with each other's world, but we're cut from the same cloth. So
yeah.
All right. So Dr. Paul, I know you're pressed for time because you have your own video premiering soon.
I have a premiere, in about 14 minutes. Approximately.
Okay. All right, man. Well, tell us what you got. I'll pull up whatever you got for us.
Yeah, I've got the next episode in the conservation series for that Flash #20.
Yes, that was
an 82-year-old comic book. I showed the results. Oh, you asked me if I was doing some clickbait. I definitely did a cliffhanger. I'll acknowledge that.
Nice.
But I call it clickbait when you click on it and then the thing that you said was going to be there isn't really there and you feel like you got fooled. We actually showed the final results of that wash and turns out we did an okay job. This is the cover of that book that it had some ink run off it. But one of the things that I say is these Golden Age books, they have ink to give, just like we have blood to give,
Oh, wow. Okay. That's one way to put it. Yes.
Well, you remember.
Right.
From the Avengers. This is Wakanda now. You'll find nothing but blood and dust here, and then
Whoa.
yeah, yeah.
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 Yo,
The
man.
sons of Thanos were like, we have blood to give, right?
Oh, man.
So anyway,
Dr.
these
Paul,
Golden
good
Age
stuff.
books, they have ink to give. You can actually, a fair amount can run off, and the colors can still be very bright, just because the ink is so thick on these books. So anyway, I have this going on right now, and then of course our live show, which we're super excited about. That's Sunday evenings at 8:35 Eastern, 7:35 our local time here in Texas.
That's awesome, man. All right.
Yeah.
So I got to talk about this real fast before you take off. This video is premiering in the next few minutes, correct?
Yeah. So it'll go live in, I guess it says there, 14 minutes.
Okay. And this is
So
you're putting this through
premiering
the
is,
wash.
yeah. So this page here, so this book was, I think it was cut with a dull blade across the top edge, because the first 5 wraps all have this exact same rough cut on the top corner with a chunk missing and a rip below it that you see. And all 5 of those wraps have this exact same defect. So anyway, I take the book apart earlier in the series, and I do glue removal and treat a tear seal and a spine split on the cover. And now I'm getting around to these interior wraps. So I did wrap 1 on camera, and then I'll do the other 4 off camera so we can kind of move the series along. I'm building a whole collection of books that are all going into CGC under the vintage tier, and I've kind of been building the catalog of all these videos. And then when we get those back from CGC, we'll do a whole bunch of unboxings and sort of cap off all these video series with the results from CGC.
Hey, man. I'm gonna put a little peer pressure on you with the
Love it.
movies debuting later this week, right? What can you do with this puppy here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
love this
Yummy.
book. This is what this, you asked me before, and I said, well, if you send it to me, you might never see it again. This is my favorite first appearance of any Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery character. I don't even know why. I
Is it
just
the
love the
story?
cover.
The story
I
is
mean,
wacky.
the story is wacky and fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just love the cover or if I really like Craven as a character or what it is, but yeah, that's an awesome book. I mean,
What would you do to that? Just
it looks like it definitely could use a press, right?
okay. Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look too dirty, but we could give it a once over with the dry clean and a press, I think. It's probably all
Okay.
it needs, man. That one didn't have any major tear or rip or anything in it. No
No.
spine split.
No,
Yeah.
nothing like that. It's got a very nice spine. Yeah, 1964. So what is that? 60 years? That's 70? I don't know. That's math.
I think just a simple dry clean and press is all that bad boy needs to look its best.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, while I'm putting the peer pressure on you, I got a few books I would like to send to you. Yeah. No, we're talking like the first Juggernaut. Is that the first Juggernaut?
Is it 12?
Yeah, it's 12.
Yeah, that's first Juggernaut.
Second Juggernaut.
Yeah. 13.
First, is that the first Sentinels?
Yeah.
All right, well, work your magic, baby.
Well, send them up here.
All right, we'll keep you busy. We'll call this the bad boy collection.
We'll have to see. Let's do a stack of comics so high that if I clean and press all of them for you, I can have the Craven in trade.
Ah. That's my answer.
All right. If I have to juice it with some cash, I will. Actually, probably the spec king in you wants to sell it now and buy it back later, and I don't blame you.
Hey, I feel like the kinship, the brotherhood, and the cross promotion alone is the value embedded in the ask.
Yeah.
A man can dream. All right. Can you stick around? Or do you have to take off and go handle that premiere?
So Why don't I do this? Why don't I hang in the premiere and then I'll come back for the end of your show and your rewind.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, just keep me popped up on the side. You can kind of see where I'm at, and we'll welcome you back in, sir.
Sounds great. Have a great show. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, all right. That was the esteemed Sorcerer Supreme, Paper Supreme, Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul, for those who don't know, I used to call him Dr. Paul. I mean, I called him Dr. Paul, and I used to think that was some kind of, what do you call it, nom de guerre or whatever, just some made up name, because he was like, yeah, I'm the good doctor, like Dr. Dre. No, he's an actual PhD in like structural biological engineering or something. I always get that wrong, and he always corrects me. But no, he has an actual PhD, which is cool because he comes on my little headquarters here and drops some serious knowledge. So definitely go check out his stuff. He'll be back later. And with that, we're about to get into this top 10, baby. Yo, this is a great show. You have no idea how cool this show is. And there's no need for any further delay. We're going to kick this show off. Matter of fact, let me pull up my notes because I got notes like crazy. When I do these lists, trust me, when I do these lists, it's not like I'm just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I go, boom, take those 2 off, boom, 10. No. Okay. There's actually some thought involved. There's actually reading. There's research. All right. There's eyeglasses involved. I'm like adjusting and flipping and reading stuff and perusing. I do a lot of perusing. Okay. I juxtapose and contrast and compare. All right. I add a lot of syllables to what I do. And then at the end result, it's the top 10, which I'm about to present to you now because I don't have my soundboard. So here we go with the F.O.C. Oh, is there a... Yeah, the hell, the soundboard. Here we go. Let's get started. F.O.C. top 10. Coming in at number 10, as per usual, I like to kick the show off with Cover Fire. And if you want to know how to crack my F.O.C. top 10, it's pretty simple. If your name is Rose Besh, you're usually on it. Otherwise, just make a fire cover like this one right here. Kicking off. For another beautiful Arthur Adams variant. Here's the thing about Arthur Adams variant. You want to know something about these Arthur Adams variants? First of all, he makes gorgeous variants, no matter what the character. But when you get an Adams variant and it's like in your collection and you're like, they stand out. Like you can go through all the sections and it's like, boom, you're like, oh shit, that's an Adams. Like it really stands out. So it's really worth it. As a matter of fact, I urge you to go dig up some old Strange Academy Arthur Adams variants. You should go look up some Strange Academy. Try to get them while they're cheap. All right. The market is soft right now. Everything is on sale right now. It's a lot of hot books that are very cheap right now, including this one right here. This Jackpot Black Cat. What number is this? Number 2. This is a 1 in 25, 1 in 25 Arthur Adams variant. It's a ratio. Folks, listen. Don't overpay for ratios. All right. What do I always say? I only control the market. I don't make the list. All right. Wait a minute. That's not right. I only make the list. I don't control the market. Oh, that was too funny. So with that being said, sometimes I make these lists and a book skyrockets and it's like $80 and people will be hitting me up on Instagram like, yo, man, I can't afford an $80. But like, no, it wasn't $80 5 weeks ago when I told you to buy it. All right. Usually Arthur Adams books hit hard, especially if it involves a sexy female, especially if Felicia Hardy's on the cover. Bruh, this is dope. Personally, I don't care about the character Jackpot. But I do love me some Arthur Adams. And with that being said, Adams cracked the top 10 at number 10. Beautiful cover. There's no denying that. Sliding in Right behind that one, coming in at number 9. Now this one kind of depends. This one came and sold like quick. All right. Ultimate Universe number 1. Okay. And we all, you know how it goes. Like usually when there's a book like this, it kind of shows like a preview of what's to come. So it kind of depends on how you feel about the preview first appearances. Okay. Case in point, Miles Morales, literally first appearance was in a Marvel previews issue, and people are like, "Oh, yo, that joint is worth X amount of hundreds of dollars because this is really like the first time you ever saw Miles Morales was in the actual previews." Calm your tits. Or when Strange Academy, all right, had their preview in another Marvel comic book, like way back in like 2020, right? 2020. So depending on how you feel personally about preview first appearances, that's what this book is known for having some ultimate preview first appearances in it, right? So with that being said, this is the second print. Now, you guys know my stance. You know my stance on second prints, okay? I kind of dig second prints if it's a key book with new artwork, all right? I love the new artwork. Color schemes, it's got to be dope. If it's a dope color scheme, like if the cover was white, but then it's like, yo, we're going to reverse that and go black. I'm like, oh, I got to get the black. Or if it's like the one I showed last week, where it was like the cover was dope because it was all red. It was like the third print. I'm like, yo, I got to get that red joint though. Something like that. But in this case, what's even harder to get a hold of is that second print 1 in 25, which is crazy because that means your shop has to order at least 25 copies of a second print to unlock the ratio. And it's cool because the ratio second prints are pretty hard to get. So if you love that artwork, second print 125 is the way to go for Ultimate Universe number 1. That is why it made the top 10, and that is why it is at number 9. Come again at number 8. All right, so we talked about this last week. All right. In case you haven't been reading Superman, like I usually don't, but I got to be honest, I love Joshua Williamson's Superman run. It's very good. It's exciting. It actually makes me care about Superman because usually I don't care about Superman. All right. But Williamson's run is cool. How cool is it? Lobo is the last of his entire race of Zarnians, correct? And wrong. Turns out that Brainiac has been keeping Zarnians alive in a bottle city. And if you've been paying attention, all right, one of the previous books, I believe it was Superman something, whatever. I showcased it on the last issue, brought back some very alive Zarnians. And the Zarnians, in case you don't understand their race, pretty much indestructible beings. Like Lobo can tangle with Superman. Superman barely actually beats Lobo. Like Lobo just gets bored and just flies away. Imagine that times hundreds. That's what the storyline is right now. Great storyline. This cover right here, okay, this Superman 13 cover actually connects with the Action Comics 1064 cover that made the list last week. And what did I tell you out there, boys and girls? What did I say? I threw you a nugget. Brainiac Queen, eh? She debuts, eh? On a ratio variant cover, eh? And I told you, pre-order it early. Could be hot. You want to get it before it's got. Gave you guys a 2-month heads up. Thank you. You're welcome. Superman 13 is a continuation of that storyline with House of Brainiac. Henceforth, it cracked my top 10 for this week. Key issue, great storyline. Shout out to Joshua Williamson's, man. You are killing it on Superman. Killing it on Superman. I never thought I would say that. Coming in at next. Number 7 on this week. Yeah, again, are you noticing a theme? Ratio. The ratio covers are hot. Here's the deal. Ultimate Spider-Man's on fire, selling out like crazy. Second printings, third printings. This is a great ratio by Kale New. Kale New is a badass artist. I absolutely love this one. Easy get. It's not tough. It's not like it's hard to get. Issue number 4 of Ultimate Spider-Man. I believe the storyline is dealing with the Green Goblin, who has a whole different persona in this Ultimate Universe. But this is a beautiful 1 in 25 ratio. Guys, you can order 1 in 25 ratios. Talk to your LCS. All right. Talk to them. Get to know them one-on-one. Say, hey, I'll be looking for this. Can you pull that for me if you order enough? We've talked about this before. Sometimes you can do a little bit of pull box magic if it's worth it. Be like, how about you give me 3 copies of the main, add that to the order, and toss me that 1 in 25 ratio for the price of retail cover. It can happen. It can happen, or you can find it online at a good price. I don't think that ratios, this is a soft market, so you should be finding ratios at cover price. Folks, do not pay inflated prices for these ratios. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get in people's business. I'm not trying to get in people's pockets. But one of my homies was with me at the store here in Austin, Texas. We're looking at a book and we're laughing like, yo, son, this book is $15 on the bay right now. Coming in at number 7, Ultimate Spider-Man. Number 4, 1 in 25 ratio. All right, we are moving along, man. Number 6 on this week's Bad Boy Nerd F.O.C. top 10 pick. Oh, this is a book that hasn't been on the show in a very long time, but is making a comeback. Oh, there we go. Erica Slaughter's back in his house. We got to love that, man. Erica Slaughter's back. This is a great cover. Actually, who wrote this? Let me see. Who made this cover? Oh my God, this is Art Germ. Yeah, so I follow Art Germ on Instagram, and he revealed this cover on his page, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Yo!" Like I overreacted. I really did. But I'm a huge fan of Something Is Killing the Children covers. I love the covers. I do. A lot of blood, a lot of action. This is an Art Germ. So this cover for Something Is Killing the Children, number 36. All right. New story arc. Okay. She's already fought the duplicit type. I'm not going to tell you how that turned out. New story arc goes back into Erica's past. Okay. This is an F.O.C. reveal cover. So the way that works, you have to tell your shop, if you want this particular cover, you got to tell your shop, hey, I want that cover H F.O.C. cover. So what they got to do is they got to go in, they got to click the box, cover A, cover B, cover C. Oh, snap. It just became available. You got to order it prior to the F.O.C. date to actually get the cover. It unlocks like that. That's how you get it. Usually stores they only order like so many copies of these F.O.C. type covers. All right. They're pretty special. I love them. They're usually dope. F.O.C. reveal covers are weird because they're not exactly exclusive and they're not exactly ratios, but they're pretty special because most stores either A, don't get them at all, or B, you tell them you get them and then you're like the only one who has that cover because they only got your cover. So there you go. Something's Killing the Children, 36, the F.O.C. reveal variant, Art Germ. I love it. Man, we're already breaking the top 5, man, and it only gets better. Coming in at number 5. Continuing the theme for tonight. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, do I not put Arthur Adams on the show? Think about that. Arthur Adams puts out a fire cover and I don't put it on the show? Heavens no, that's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah, Arthur Adams showed up twice. Yeah, it's another X-Men cover. Yeah, it's Mystique looking juicy. Yeah, I said it. I love this. Man, killing it. Coming in at number 5, X-Men Forever. Number 2, Arthur Adams with the Mystique. Killing it. Of course. Of course. Breaking the top 4. Here we go. Bruh. Come on, man. I can't even get away from Ratio, and I can't get away from X-Men. All right. Because X-Men are on fire. By the way, who out there saw X-Men 97 episodes 1 and 2? Loved it. Loved it. So I'm an OG. I'm a Gen Xer. I know I look youngish, kind of, sort of. Actually, I'm not. I'm like Benjamin Button. I'm getting older, but I'm staying young. Okay. I was a kid. I was literally alive watching the original X-Men animated series. All right. And when I watched X-Men 97, I damn near shed a tear. All right. They kind of did a mix on the intro music. I was like, no. Oh, dun, 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 dun. I was like, yeah. Bro, when I watched episode 2, I was sitting there like, and then he said the magic words. Previously on X-Men. I was like, yo! Triumphant moment. Triumphant moment. That being said, coming in at number 4, we have an amazing Rise of the Powers of X. Number 4, coming in at number 4, this beautiful Derek Chew 1 in 50. Now, there is a Derek Chew open order, so you can easily get that. But I am kind of partial to Virgin variant covers. I actually pre-ordered the Derek Chew 1 in 50. I found it at a good price for what I considered a good price. So I'm getting the Virgin of that because I love Jubilee. And I'm caught up in the wave of nostalgia of X-Men 97. Caught up in that rapture of glorious nostalgia. Plus this David Nakayama DNA variant, Dazzler. We've all heard the rumors about Dazzler making a triumphant appearance in the MCU X-Men. So Dazzler covers are going to be on fire. So yes, these two together. Rise of the Powers of X. Number 4, Derek Chew, Nakayama, knocking it out the park. Let's move on to number 3. All of my Star Wars fans rejoice. Yo, first of all, I could have swore this already happened. Anyone watching this, if you're watching live, or you can hit me up on my, I could have swore Darth Maul already did a black, white, and red. I swear I already lived this moment like a year ago. It's kind of like a Mandela effect where I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure you spell Berenstain Bears this way. And people are like, nah, that's wrong. Bro, I could have swore this already came out. And I'm doing research like, nah, man, this came out last. No, it didn't. Darth Maul, black, white, and red. All you fans out there, this is like the PG-13 / soft R horror version of Darth Maul, which I'm looking forward to, by the way. Absolutely looking forward to this. Main covers to play. The 1 in 25 Marquez variant. Go try to get that bad boy now. Here's the deal. Black covers are tough, baby. They tough. You got to pre-order those. You know why you got to pre-order them? Because when they come in, if they're pre-order and they got your name on it, they stick it in a bag and board. They don't put it on the shelf. Other people can't touch it. Shouldn't have any fingerprints on it. Black cover. Put that pre-order in. Try to get that 1 in 25 Marquez. All the covers are beautiful. I got to be honest. They're all sick. So don't do like analysis paralysis. Be like, oh, snap. Yo, which cover should I go for? Man, get the cover that makes you happy, son. Get the cover that makes you happy. But I like the main, and I like that Marquez. Y'all remember in my last season, I forgot which book it was, and I was like, yo, you got to get that Marquez with the blue Jedi chick on it, and that bad boy jumped up to $20. I'm just saying. Just saying. The receipts are on my page. Coming in at what is this, number 3? Jesus. Yo, number 2 feels like number 1 to me, except number 1's number 1. So number 2 is none other than Kid Venom. We were wondering, where is this guy at? So here's the deal. Kid Venom was supposed to come out like back in the day. Then I noticed that it was popping up on other sites, and I was like, nah, it's too early. I was like, nah, it's too early. Like, nah, we gotta hold that. Like, no, hold that, right? And then it came up, and I was like, oh, we got to put that out. Got to put that out now. So as of now, this is what, March? Yeah, we like getting towards the end of March. It's a long month, 5 weeks. As of now, the release date is like the first week of May. But something else happens in May, and I'm like, we got to do this F.O.C. now. Free Comic Book Day comes out in May, so we got to get this bad boy out now. All right, so coming in at number 2, we got Kid Venom. The main cover's the play, but the JTC negative is always dope. Pre-order that first. Now, my homeboy, Potasio, I think that's how you say his name, Potasio did the 1 in 25. I might get that. Also, there's a foil. Here's how foils work. Pre-order foils. Usually when you pre-order foils, you get them at cover price because you pre-order them before the market price kicks in. All right. That market price comes down like a hammer sometimes. You ever walk into some shops and you see the pre-order, you see the foil and they got it marked like $8 and $9. You be like, oh, hold on, man. That ain't right. The price is on the bag. The price is on the can. It's like Arizona tea. Like, this says 99 cents. Why are you charging me $3? Some stores do that, man. They get their foils, then they put like $10 on it, but this is a $4.99 book. So pre-order, there's a foil. This is the main. Then we got the JTC negative. We got the Potasio 125 variant. I'm getting that joint. That's crazy. Then the foil looks pretty dope as well. So put in your pre-order for the foil. Get it at cover price. And here we go. We're already at number 1, and I'm very excited for this week because you guys have no idea who number 1 is. None whatsoever. Dudes, when I saw this book, and we're going to talk about it real quick. When I saw this book, and I think, I wonder if Dr. Paul's going to try to make a comeback. When I saw this book, I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, that's my jam. Because I remember, because I'm an OG Gen X up in this bitch, right? And I was like, oh, that's the jam. Oh, shit, they're bringing it back. Oh, I got it. That's on my top 10, but what number is it going to be? Then the F.O.C. dropped. I was like, yo, that's number 1. I don't know if y'all going to feel me or not. Honestly, don't care, but I think I'm right. Coming in at number 1, this week's number 1, J-Dub, the bad boy nerd, F.O.C. top 10 for the week of March 23rd, ending this Saturday. Number 1 book on my pick. Dun, 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 dun. Dick Tracy! Man, listen. Hear me out. First of all, anyone from my era, from my generation, you already know Dick Tracy's dope. You already know it. Okay? Hear me out. Mad Cave Publishing makes one of my favorite books ever. Nottingham. Nottingham is so dope. And that was a hot book. They don't do large print runs, kind of medium to low print runs, okay? Mad Cave. If you don't know about Dick Tracy, dude, Dick Tracy is the gem. Why? It's not even about the trademark fedora / yellow banana raincoat. It's not even about that. Trench coat, whatever. Tough as nails, noir detective. Yo, Dick Tracy's got the dopest rogues gallery of pretty much every character. No, seriously, if you don't know, you need to go know. You need to go Google Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy's Rogue Gallery, I swear to God, it holds up against Batman's. It holds up against the Flashes. His Rogues Gallery is what makes Dick Tracy Dick Tracy. It's why you read Dick Tracy. Plus, you get to say the word Dick over and over and over. Dick Tracy's that jam. But no, seriously. The writer, Michael Moretti, he writes one of my favorite books, Barbaric, from Vault. If you haven't checked it out, oh my God. Oh, you got to go read Barbaric. That is just pure mayhem. It is I call Barbaric the most bang for your dollar, just pure savage entertainment. Okay. Michael Moretti writes Barbaric. When I found out he was writing Dick Tracy, it was game over. I was all in. All right. I was all in. That being said, he's the writer. Okay. The solicitation, they said we're going to make it more complex. We're going to make it darker, and we're going to make it modern, similar to what they did with the Daniel Craig James Bond. I'm all in. Son, I'm all in. That's what I want in my Dick Tracy. I want that. That being said, you heard it here. Bad Boy Nerd, F.O.C. Top 10. I got Dick Tracy at number 1. It's the main cover. This is the 1 in 10 in the top corner. This is the 1 in 20. Dan Panosian did a 1 in 20. I will be ordering these 3 covers. Pre-order. There you go, folks. That's this week's F.O.C. Top 10. Dick Tracy from Mad Cave Studios coming in at number 1. All right, let's do a recap. Dr. Paul says he's going to try to make it back, but you ain't going to make it, dog. I'm about to recap this joint right now. You can watch the recap later. Here we go. Coming in at number 10. Black Cat, Jackpot Black Cat, Arthur Adams, baby. Enough said. Coming in number 9, Ultimate Universe. Number 1, second print. And that new artwork, second print, 1 in 25, ratio variant. It's all about that there. Coming in number 8, House of Brainiac. Brainiac Queen. Zarnians are alive. Superman teams up with Lobo. Yes, everything in that sentence is correct. You heard it here first. It connects to last week's top 10 pick, Action Comics 1064, Action Comics 1065. First cover appearance of Brainiac Queen is on the ratio variant. Order that. Coming in number 7, Ultimate Spider-Man number 4, 1 in 25. Number 6, making a comeback. Something is killing them childrens out there. This is the F.O.C. reveal variant. You got to put that in literally before the F.O.C. date. It has to be unlocked. It's dope. Blood. Number 5. Adams again. Mystique looking juicy. You better be glad you married, girl. Coming in at number 4. X-Men 97. The nostalgia is real right about now. 1 in 50 Chew variant. I want that Virgin variant. Jubilee. Love me some Jubilation Lee. Nakayama DNA in the house. Dazzler with the bodysuit on. Looking all Taylor Swifty. Coming in at number 3. Darth Maul. Could have swore this did it already, but I'm wrong. Black, white, and red. Main cover. 125 Marquez. Tough black cover. Beautiful. All the covers. Sick. Find the one that makes you happy. Number 2, Kid Venom in the house. JTC, Virgin. Whilst Portaccio. Sounds like pistachio. 1 to 25. Just get the main cover. Number 1, Dick Tracy. Bruh, I'm telling you. Mad Cave, Michael Moretti, Dick Tracy. Child, please. Anyway, that's it, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for hitting me up on Instagram. Thank you for the follows. This was probably one of our shortest shows. Yeah, we're going to do a special show for New Comic Book Day because that's going to be fire. And also, I'm going to try to get on special guests. I really want Hannah Rose May to hop in here and spit some game to y'all. I'm sure she's out busy doing her Hollywood thing. The esteemed the esteemed Rodney Barnes. Hopefully we can get him to hang out one day. And my homie out there in Hollywood doing this thing, Tanner Anderson. We'll see if we can get him to stop in. But until then, catch you guys every Friday. Tomorrow, I put out the full list, full details. You know how we do. Y'all take care.